Say hello to my little friend.
If you know our business crushes, you know it's all about being mindful and intentional in our lives, especially with our consumption and waste. So when I started renovating, I was shocked at how easy it is to be wasteful. So I thought I'd document the process, show you some things I learned about sustainable choices, and how I did it all on a budget, being as thrifty as I could. The first thing I did is I went to the op shop and I asked for donated clothes that had already been painted in, because as you know, it's a big crusher's sin to create textile waste, and I wasn't going to ruin any clothes that I already own for this. This might seem really basic, but I literally had to Google, what do I do with demolition? Like, where does that waste go? So I went on the old Google, and that's when I found out about this New Zealand company called Green Gorilla. You pretty much get a bag, fill it full of all demolition renovation goods, and they recycle it. They get rid of 75,000 tonnes per year. So if I went with any other company, that would go into the land, so that felt like such a win for me. So even though we were using Green Gorilla to recycle waste, I made it my personal mission to make sure that the only things that made it in that bag were things I couldn't repurpose myself, giving every piece an opportunity to have a second life. So things like old carpet, old windows, appliances, handles, they all got given away for free on Marketplace to happy new owners, so it was really a win-win. When it came to the renovation, we made sure to do up all of our existing features instead of replacing them. Like, it would have been easier to put up all new jib instead of scraping off each layer of wallpaper, but I was not going to put every wall of this house in the bin, no thank you. We fixed up the doors, the walls, the windows, we learnt new trades like plastering, I got down and dirty under the house, we did up all of our furniture, so the only cost for all of these was just our time.
That was pretty good.
Okay, so you know Crushes is all about supporting local. It's literally our thing. So when choosing paint, it was always going to be Renovation. They've been New Zealand owned and operated since day one, so I was definitely going to send my support their way. It was a no-brainer. What I didn't know about paint is, so you know that odour you smell when you're painting? That's often the smell of volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, that are used in the paint. It can be super toxic to your health to breathe, so we wanted to steer clear of that. So we only use Resine's low and zero VOC paints, which were all waterborne and all vegan. The other thing that was really important for us when choosing paint was the environmental impact. You might not know, but in New Zealand you cannot dispose of paint or cans in our wheelie bins or anything. But Renovation recycles and reuses old paint and paint cans. They even accept their competitors' products in the name of sustainability. While we were painting, our city was in a pretty severe drought, and it really made me consider reducing our water waste to a minimum. I rolled out extra paint onto cardboard, and then I used 2 buckets to rinse our rollers and brushes clean. This meant that we could reuse the same water to wash our gear for several days, which is infinitely better than a running tap. So lastly, we couldn't keep the carpet because of someone's pretty severe dust mite allergies, so we got them sanded back, and on that journey I learned that polyurethane sealants can also be really high in those VOCs, so we went for a water-based option, which is way healthier than the alternatives. Literally all of our furniture is vintage and second-hand, which we found and restored. I love that we've made something that we can be really proud of to make sure we could reduce our environmental impact wherever we could. And you know what? It's been really interesting and an eye-opening experience to be able to employ everything that we stand for as Crushes in my own personal life by making intentional and mindful decisions towards sustainability.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us.